Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you two beautiful recipes that are perfect for the lunch platter. So stay tuned. So the very first recipe is of cooking taro roots or Arbi. So these are very beautiful veggies that grow below the ground surface. So they are definitely the roots and they're rich in dietary fibers, carbs, several other micronutrients, and they taste really amazing. So what I've done is I have taken them, washed them, and then just added in pressure cooker with little water, and I'm going to cook it for one whistle. Then I will cool them naturally, and then I'm going to peel them. So after peeling, you just have to cut them roughly in any kind of sizes you prefer. I prefer like the medium chunks, so I've cut them medium, and then I'm going to transfer it to a bowl in which I'm going to spice them up with certain spices. So first in the turmeric, because turmeric adds a very nice color. Then I'm adding red chili powder because I need it a little bit spicy, and then I'm adding a little bit of coriander powder, and now we just need to toss just like how we do for a pale curry to mix everything up. So as you can see, all the three spices have been coated perfectly well on these Arbi chunks. So this is going to help bring a uniform taste, because these are the starchy veggies. So we need to really have a uniform balanced taste. That's why I did this step. You can skip if you want, but I would recommend doing that. And then I'm going to show you the spices that we are going to use. The regular spices, North Indian spices, among which the most important, I would say, is the carom seeds or ajwain that we call. Then of course we have some ginger and some green chilies. And let's move on to the final tempering. So for that I've taken my favorite cold pressed mustard oil. This adds a very nice flavor to the vegetable. Also, it is very good for your health. It's not at all filtered oil with so many chemicals and heat procedures. It's normal, regular, cold pressed mustard oil, which is absolutely great for any kind of cooking. So wait for it to come to a smoke point and then add first these beautiful carom seeds. These are a must because Arbi is kind of vegetable that is quite starchy in nature. So we want to balance it out with the spice palette we have. So the carom seeds are going to make sure that they are digesting well in our stomach. So go ahead and add all these spices as shown in the video, and then I will catch you later. First in will go mustard seeds, jeera, so this taro roots or Arbi is kind of vegetable, as I told you, very starchy in nature and has high amount of dietary fibers, but that can make it a little bit difficult to get digested if you do not have a very strong stomach, right? So addition of all these spices is going to make sure that you do not suffer from any kind of digestive issues. So make sure you add all these spices in this kind of vegetable. And actually, apart from carom seeds or ajwain, there is one more ingredient that is very, very helpful when we are making this kind of vegetable, and that is asafoetida or hing. This makes sure that these kind of starchy vegetables, or sometimes the food that is rich in protein, do not disturb or upset our stomach, and it helps digest it better. So adding a little bit of these spices is always a good idea when you want to balance out the extreme natures of some of the food, like lentils or like this Arbi or potatoes. Also adding a little bit of coriander powder is a good idea because it always incorporates little extra dietary fibers that helps you clean your stomach very nicely. So these are the small tips and trips. If you use, you can cook and eat any kind of vegetable or any kind of food that you like. So mix everything well and stir it occasionally in case it's getting stuck. It will help prevent that. And it will also make sure the heat is uniformly distributed. So what I do is I always use my sensory organs to see if the vegetable is done. I smell it, I sometimes taste it, and I check it with my eyes. And when it's done, I'm adding a little bit of dry mango powder. So I'm just gonna cook a minute or so after adding it, because this adds a very nice and tangy flavor to it, which I enjoy very much. And you can try it too, it really tastes amazing. So the dry mango powder is also known as amchur in Hindi if you are in case buying it in Indian stores. And I'm finally completing the dish with a pinch of garam masala powder. You can totally skip it if you don't like it. I like a little bit of fragrance of garam masala, so I add it. And as you can see, our taro root sabzi or Arbi ki sabzi is ready. So now let's move on to dal fry recipe. You would only need 10 minutes in case your dal is already prepared. I mean cooked and mashed up already. So first take 2 tablespoons of ghee. You can alternatively take oil as well. But if you take my recommendation, ghee suits the best for this kind of recipe. Now I think the ghee is heated nicely, so I'm adding my jeera or cumin seeds to it. This is the very, very important step in a dal fry recipe. If the jeera is not cooked well in ghee or oil, it's not gonna give your dal a nice flavor. So make sure that this step is done right. And I actually prefer dry red chilies over green chilies for a dal fry recipe. It adds a very nice flavor and a very smokiness, which I enjoy so much. I also like to add a little bit of onion and a little bit of garlic to my dal fry. You don't have to add too much, just a little bit is enough. So, just cook it well now. You have to make sure that the onions, garlic, they are very well cooked before you add your dal or other spices to it. And now it's time to add a little more ingredients to it. So I'm adding turmeric. I'm also gonna add a little bit of red chili powder just for a nice color. So this is the Kashmiri red chili powder that gives a very nice color. And I'm also adding a little bit of salt to it. So be very careful with salt, And after which I'm adding a little bit of hing or asafoetida. And this is also going to help it digest well. And now I'm going to add a little bit of tomatoes. So I like tomatoes in a dal fry. If you don't like, you can totally skip it. So I'm going to cook my tomatoes for a little while so that they get incorporated in the dish very well. So tomatoes are looking really good to me. Now it's time to add my already pressure cooked and mashed up dal. So there we go. So let's add this beautifully mashed up dal to our beautifully cooked tomatoes and onions and garlic and all these temperings. It's gonna taste really amazing. So at this point we have to make sure everything is mixed up very well. And because dal is a little bit cooled down, we have to bring it to a boil again so that it can get incorporated very well in the dish with other ingredients. So just wait and add a little bit of water to the same pot and add the remaining dal as well. This will also help us maintain the perfect consistency of dal that we are looking for. If you like thick and very viscous dal, you can make it that way. If you want it a little bit runny and thin, you can just add a little bit of water, but make sure you boil it well. If you're adding water, make sure you boil it really well. Otherwise, it won't get incorporated in the dal fry recipe that well, and it won't taste great either. So in my opinion, the key to a perfect dal fry recipe is firstly to make sure your cumin seeds are dancing and popping well in oil or ghee, and secondly, you're boiling it very nicely so that everything gets incorporated well. Now my dal really looks good, so I'm adding just a little bit of garam masala because I like little extra fragrance on the top of everything. If you don't like, you can totally skip it. And look at this beautiful dal fry. It's absolutely ready. Perfectly homemade, perfectly delicious. You don't need to go anywhere. And now it's the time to reveal my beautiful lunch platter. So here I have served the earlier cooked Arbi sabzi or the taro roots with dal, rice, and little dessert known as faluda dessert, Just boil a little bit of faluda mixture in milk and you're all set to go. So this is my beautiful lunch platter idea. I enjoyed it very much. I hope you would enjoy it too. And just let me show you how this beautiful dal is looking. It's thick, it's delicious, it's yummy. I hope you're enjoying it. If so, please like, share, and subscribe. Do try it at your home and just let me know how you found it. Thank you so much for being here. Bye-bye.